Hello, welcome everyone to the induction, the volunteers induction for Party Queen Initiative volunteer. Thank you very much for volunteering with Party Queen Initiative. We are very glad to have you on board. Thank you for joining the train for menstrual health advocacy in Nigeria. Thank you for being a part of this movement for transformative change, for bringing safe and happy periods to every Nigerian girl. So as a form of induction, as a form of introduction, to get to know Party Queen better, to know why you are here, to know what we do, to know what we stand for, so that you as a volunteer, you will be able to speak confidently about Party Queen Initiative. You will be able to stand up, to raise your voice for menstrual health advocacy. You will be able to speak to people about it. You'll be able to talk about it. You will be able to be a vocal and confident advocate of menstrual health in Nigeria. Welcome once again to Party Queen Initiative. It is pronounced as Pakai, and not Paki. It is pronounced as Pakai. Thank you very much for volunteering with us. Thank you very much for volunteering with us. This is us. We are Pakai volunteers. We are impact-driven people, and we are driving sustainable change. Contrary to what is obtainable elsewhere, we are focused on the impact we want to make in the lives of the women and girls we serve. We are focused on the impact we want to make in the Nigerian society. We are focused on driving sustainable change in the lives of menstruating women and girls in Nigeria, both those who are existing now and those who will come into existence in a decade, in 2 decades, in 3 decades, in 40 years from now. We are driving a sustainable change such that every girl, every woman and girl in Nigeria in the nearest future, starting from now, will be able to manage their menstruation with dignity and hygiene, with confidence, with the necessary resources, with the necessary education, with the necessary knowledge they need to manage their menstruation. As a form of agenda for this induction, we have the session talking about who we are as an initiative. We have the session talking about our projects and key activities. We have a session talking about our volunteering teams, the different teams we have that you can volunteer with, that will make you make the best out of your volunteering experience. You will make the best use of your time, because according to Mahatma Gandhi said, the best way to find yourself is in the service of others. While you are serving menstruating women and girls in Nigeria, you can also find yourself. You can find your passion, you can develop your skills, you can find ways of developing yourselves all around in an awesome way towards bettering yourself, while also making impact, while serving your community, your nation, while serving menstruating women and girls, and while serving humanity at large. What impact can you make as a volunteer who is trying to join the menstrual health advocacy, who is interested in helping menstruating women and girls? What impact can you as a volunteer make? What will you benefit for volunteering with Party Queen Initiative? As a volunteer with Party Queen Initiative, as a menstrual health advocate, what do you stand to volunteer? What do you stand to benefit? Who will you be interacting with as a volunteer? Will I be interacting with myself alone? Am I going to just be on myself all alone, all by myself? Who are the people who you'll be interacting with? We get to know at the end of this session, and how you can stay engaged with Pakai. And at the end of this video, you will get in your email the handbook. Please read the handbook. Take it as the Bible or the Quran for Party Queen Initiative. Please read the handbook, because without knowledge, effort and commitment will be futile. You need to know what you are doing. You need to know why. You need to know your why. You need to know your how. You need to know your what. And trust me, the Pakai handbook, the Pakai volunteer handbook, will answer all of that, from who we are to what we do, to why you are here, to what you can do, to how you can do it, to how you can make the best out of your volunteering experience. This video and the handbook will give you all the necessary information you need to make the best out of your volunteering experience. And lastly, please sign the agreement form. The agreement form is just a legal requirement for all registered organizations with the CSC, that we will be able to, that is how we can document the volunteers we have. I mean, if you are not signed in as a legal requirement, we cannot count you as one of our volunteers. We cannot be able to because we are always asked how many volunteers you have. And in our annual report, we need to give the annual report of the number of volunteers we have. So only the signed volunteers are those whom we can account for, those who sign the legal contract, the legal agreement. So moving on, who are we? Who is Paddy Queen? What do we do? Our history. Paddy Queen started in 2021. April 2021 was when Paddy Queen started as a response, a passion that I have as a founder of Paddy Queen Initiative, as a girl who has walked the path of having menstrual health challenge and having to deal with it in a country where menstrual health challenges is a taboo to talk about. Even menstruation itself is a taboo to talk about. If you have asthma, you can talk about it. If you have ulcer, you can say it anywhere. That, oh, I have ulcer. If you have any other health challenges, you can say it anywhere. That, oh, this is the health challenge I have. But then you have a menstrual health challenge. A health challenge that has to do with your menstruation, that has to do with your monthly flow and even every other days of your life, and you cannot talk about it because menstruation is a taboo. And then in 2021, when shortly after I lost my mom, and then I lost my job too in 2020 during COVID, lost my mom shortly after COVID, lost my job, and I was really in a bad financial state. I was broke, to use the Nigerian lingua. And then I came into the very much realization of how much pads, disposable pads, the single-use pads are expensive. I came into the full realization of what an average Nigerian girl is meant to spend on disposable pads every month. And if we do the calculation, my dear, if you sit down and calculate it, you're spending nothing less than like 20,000 on pads in a year. You calculate it, but that is not our focus for today. Who are we? So we started in April 2021. Paddy Queen Initiative is the foremost advocate for sustainable solutions to period poverty and access to menstrual health resources in Nigeria. You probably might have come across some other organizations distributing pads, you know, Diva and all of those other single-use pads, but you have not likely come across an organization in Nigeria that is talking about period poverty, that is talking about how we can combat and challenge and create sustainable solutions to period poverty and create access to menstrual health resources in Nigeria. I am a living experience of what it means not to be able to get the resources you need. When you have a menstrual health challenge, you cannot talk about it. You can't even get help. You are bleeding and you see other people having the same challenge, bleeding to death, and no one can get help. No one can talk. Pakai is the pioneer producers of reusable sanitary pads in southwest Nigeria. What is our vision? Our vision is to empower a world where menstrual health is embraced as an integral part of health, well-being, education, and women empowerment, ensuring that no one is held back due to menstrual barriers. Our advocacy cuts across health, well-being, education, and women empowerment. At the focus of it is menstrual advocacy, is Pakai's menstrual advocacy. What is our mission? Our mission is to drive transformative change by advocating for menstrual equity. To drive transformative change by advocating for menstrual equity. What is equity? Giving everyone what is due to them. Giving everyone what they deserve, what they need to flourish. We are not calling for menstrual equality because menstruation is not the same for every woman and girl. You and I do not menstruate the same way. We do not have the same flow. We do not have the same number of days. We do not have the same financial reality. We do not have the same socioeconomic reality. So we are advocating for menstrual equity. Not every Nigerian girl, not even in the present Nigerian economy, can afford monthly single-use pads. We need to come to that realization. And so Paddy Queen is driving that transformative change by advocating for menstrual equity, promoting inclusivity. Every menstruating woman and girl, everybody, despite the differences in our realities, in our socioeconomic realities, in our physical realities, in all of these different realities. And as a matter of fact, our inclusive advocacy includes disabled women and girls because they bleed differently. Disabled women and girls do not experience menstruation in the same way you and I would experience it as able-bodied women and girls. So we are also promoting inclusion, that we also remember those people in what we do, in what we advocate, and we are providing sustainable products and accessible resources for comprehensive menstrual health management. We are providing sustainable products, part of which is our reusable pads. and accessible resources for comprehensive menstrual health management. Part of our accessible resources is our videos on our YouTube channel. Part of our accessible resources is our teenage booklet on menstrual health, which is titled Flow, Girls Learn About Happy Periods. Through policy advocacy, fostering educational initiatives, and collaborating with diverse stakeholders including educators, healthcare professionals, policymakers, politicians, all youth advocates, gender advocates. Through this collaboration with diverse stakeholders, we envision the world. PACAI envisions a world where menstrual health is a catalyst for women empowerment and equity. That is our mission as an organization, as a non-profit organization. So, what are our values? Like I said earlier, we are impact-driven and we are value-driven. We are driven by our values. And the first of it is, of course, impact. The goal is to make impact in the lives of these women and girls. We are driven by our passion to make impact in the lives of the women and girls we serve and the communities we foster. The communities, the underserved communities we go to, the orphanages, the correctional facilities, the schools, the markets, all the communities we foster in different ways. We are driven by the passion to make impact in their life, to make a positive impact. Whoever comes across PACAI should live with that impact. The second of our values is empowerment. We strive to empower every menstruating individual with resources to manage their menstrual health with dignity and hygiene. We strive to empower them. We cannot always be there, but we will give you the needed resources in form of education, in form of sustainable products, reusable menstrual pads, in form of all other resources you need to be able to individually manage your menstruation with dignity and hygiene. To be able to manage your menstruation, we won't be there. So we want to equip you with all the resources you need in form of products and knowledge to be able to manage your menstruation with dignity and hygiene. That is what Part A Queen stands for. So as a volunteer, your focus is to impact these people, whether you are a blog writer, whether you are a social media manager, whatever you are, your goal is to impact their life and empower them. Our second value is innovation. We embrace continuous improvements and technological advancements. We embrace impactful creativity for transformative change. Our paths, the journey into making our paths, the journey into developing all of our projects in Part A Queen Initiative is about continuous improvement. We keep getting better at it every day. We are not stagnant. What we do this year, we get better at it the next year. Technological advancements. We have menstrual health campaigns online. We adopt different technological advancements, part of which is this. Instead of having a monthly or annual induction, we are using technological advancement to have it always there, and you would always have it there. The Menstrual Health Academy, the MH trainer course, the menstrual health trainer course, you will get more familiar with all of this when you read the handbook and when you go through this video to the end. So these are technological advancements. The course is being hosted online so that years from now, any volunteer, any teacher somewhere, any educator somewhere, any healthcare professional or community health worker somewhere who wants to learn it would always find it there. So we embrace continuous improvements, technological advancements, and impactful creativity for transformative change. The fourth of our values is sustainability. We are driven by sustainability, sustainable impacts, sustainable empowerment, sustainable innovation. We are driven by sustainability. Everything we do is to honor our environment and our body and to always have it there. It should always be there. Your pads should always be there. You don't have to worry when your period starts. The knowledge we are imparting is always there. On our website, on the LMS where we are hosting the course, the book will always be there. Everything we are creating, all our projects, all our services to people will always be there. The goal is to always have it there in a safe, sustainable, and eco-friendly manner. The fourth of our values is respect. Respect. We treat everyone with respect and dignity. We appreciate differences in perspective, views, and ways of life. Everyone is welcome. Part A Queen is a non-profit organization. It's not a faith-based organization. Everyone is welcome, and we respect and treat everyone with dignity. We appreciate and respect individual perspectives and ways of life. We don't impose anything on anybody. We understand this is your ways of life. This is how you do things. We would appreciate if you could meet Padre Queen in the middle by also absorbing our values, but we would not in any way disrespect you, nor your belief, nor your values, nor your ways of life. We would not in any way disrespect that. The last of our values, the sixth one, is transparency and accountability. Transparency and accountability. We value the trust invested in us by our patrons and donor community. We value the trust people have in us that Padre Queen can deliver these solutions as promised. We value the trust people have in us when they donate their money, even if it is 10 naira. We value every penny that we get at Padre Queen Initiative. We value everyone who contributes, and we remain committed to being responsible stewards of both their donations and their trust. Everyone who believes in us, both financially, morally, everyone who supports us in all ways, we value it, and we are committed to being responsible stewards to account for every penny, every kobo, every naira we receive from our donor community. Our projects and key activities. What do we do? As a volunteer, what are the projects you are likely to come across? This is not exhaustive, but these are the key projects that we work on at Padre Queen Initiative. The first of it is the Happy Periods pad drives. Recall that we are driven by the passion to create safe and happy periods, to deliver safe and happy periods to every Nigerian woman and girl. So our first and the most notable of our project is the Happy Periods pad drives. It's a triannual event 3 times in a year, which we organize in underserved communities and schools and orphanages and correctional facilities. We usually organize these events, these pad drives, in commemoration of the World Menstrual Hygiene Day, which is May the 28th of every year, and International Day of the Girl Child, which is October 8th of every year, and October 10th, and International Women's Day, which is March 8th of every year. So every May, October, and March every year, we organize these pad drives. And occasionally, on International Heroes Day, the Day for Disabilities, people living with disabilities, and on other special occasions like that, we have smaller pad drives in selected focused groups, for selected focus groups. So the second one is menstrual health awareness campaigns. We have the annual events organized in the month of May. May being the menstrual hygiene month. Recall that menstrual hygiene day is May 28th. So throughout the month of May, throughout the 31 days of May, we roll out awareness campaign. We roll out awareness flyer. Usually we do this every day, but in May we focus more on the campaigning for menstrual health and hygiene, and then women share the experiences about periods and all of that. It's always a very wonderful experience throughout the month of May. The third of our key projects is period conversations. Period Conversations is a monthly webinar discussing issues bordering on menstrual health, women's health, reproductive health, women empowerment, etc. You know, it revolves around it discusses basically the intersection of menstrual health with different parts of women's life, workplace policies, schools, facilities, public spaces, a whole lot of issues, menstrual health disorders, and a whole lot of issues. A monthly webinar starting from February 2024. The fourth is menstrual health education for all. The fourth is menstrual health education for all. Menstrual health education for all, the short form of which is MEFA, the MEFA project, MEFA. The MEFA project is a school/community project where we go about creating awareness about menstrual health and access to sustainable menstrual health resources. We also teach the girls about reproductive health, like you can see in the picture. That's one of our nurse volunteers teaching one of our menstrual health educators, teaching the girls about the structure of the vagina. We teach them about reproductive health. Usually, we have the pad drives and the menstrual health education, the MEFA project together. So at every pad drive, there's a MEFA project. However, going forward, we'll be having separate MEFA projects. A MEFA project that might not have a pad drive, And as a volunteer, you can organize an individual MIFA project. If you've taken the MH trainer course, the menstrual health trainer course, which will be up by May 2024, when you take the course, you can organize an individual MIFA outreach in a school, in a community, in a girls' hostel, anywhere. Once you have done the course and you have passed and you are confident in yourself, you only need to report to the organization. You need to carry part the point along so that we can provide you with the necessary resources that you would need to execute a MIFA outreach. We would support you and provide you with the resources needed as an individual volunteer organizing MIFA outreach. The fourth is the Menstrual Health Summit. Guys, the Menstrual Health Summit. I am super pumped and excited about this because it is first of its kind in Nigeria. There's never been a Menstrual Health Summit or conference or anything in Nigeria. And I am super excited that you and I will be working on this together. You as a Pakai volunteer will be part of the team that will be organizing the first ever Menstrual Health Summit in Nigeria. Wow. I'm so excited about that. So the Menstrual Health Summit will be holding in May 2024, in commemoration of the Menstrual Hygiene Day. Recall that the World Menstrual Hygiene Day is May 28th. So on the 28th of May this year, we'll be having the Menstrual Health Summit. It's a mega event gathering policymakers, health professionals, educators, youths, women advocates, etc. to discuss sustainable strategies in advancing menstrual health in Nigeria. Recall that our mission is to collaborate with diverse stakeholders. The Menstrual Health Summit is the first of its kind where we'll be having a collaboration, a gathering of diverse stakeholders. You don't want to miss this, and you really would like to be part of the organizing committee. The last on the key projects, like I said, we have a lot of other projects that are not here, but the last of it is the Menstrual Health Corner. The Menstrual Health Corner. The Menstrual Health Corner is a YouTube series teaching women and girls about periods, hygiene, puberty, menopause, menstrual disorders, etc. So stay tuned. Follow the Queen. Once the YouTube is up, we would let you know. But trust me, we are working on it. And if you would like to volunteer to be part of the YouTube series content creator or any of this project at all, Menstrual Health Summit, period conversations, please reach out to myself or the volunteer resources manager, Marvelous Mary. If you just drop it on the Pakai HQ, I would like to volunteer with so thing. Trust me, we'll follow up on it and would reach out to you. What impact can you make as a Pakai volunteer? What impact can you make as a volunteer with Pakai Queen Initiative? As a Pakai volunteer, you can join a team and participate actively. That is the least you can do as a Pakai volunteer, is to join a team. Going forward, you see different teams. We have a lot of teams to cover everybody. Remember that I said we really take inclusion and diversity serious. Everybody is included, and we have diverse range of teams where everyone would fit in based on your strengths, based on your personal abilities and all. So are you looking to spend some time in service of humanity while developing your skills? You can join any of our volunteer teams that aligns with your skill set, your personal plans and career growth. Whatever you think if you're looking at a career in, let's say, writing, communication, in media, or you're studying English, you're studying mass comm, or you're in the arts and humanities and you'd like to have an experience in writing, joining the blog writers would be a good way to start. Or if you're a creative person, you're really creative, you love to scribble things in a very creative way, you can design, you can write creative content, you can volunteer with the content creation team, and a whole lot of teams like that. Going forward, we'll talk about that. Or you can become a team leader and inspire others. For every of the volunteer teams that we have team leaders. The blog writers, we have the team leader for the blog writers, we have the team leader for the content creators, we have the team leader for the event managers, we have team leaders for all of the teams we have. If you would like to develop your leadership skills, you can volunteer you can volunteer as a team leader. So let's say you're we have 5 blog or 10 blog writers in your team. You can volunteer to lead the team, to be a team lead. So that means you would have 2 portfolios at Paddock. You have a portfolio as a blog writer and your portfolio as a team leader. So you can also volunteer as a staff volunteer and be part of the Pakai Think Tank. The Pakai Think Tank are the people behind all of these projects. You hear all of these and that, and the people behind the scene working behind the scene, and of course, making things come to life. If you have experience in youth leadership or community organizing, and you'd like to further enhance your skills for global opportunities, here, there is a chance. You can volunteer as Pakai staff member, and let's walk this journey together towards transformative change. Transformative change, really, yes, because menstrual health in Nigeria is about to take a new look, a new creative and sustainable look. So what volunteering teams do we have? We have a number of volunteering teams. We have the graphics designers, we have the event managers and planners and ushers. The graphic designers design the graphics for our publicity, our flyers and all. The event managers, planners and ushers, you can volunteer with this team, which will mean that you'll be part of those who manage the events, the big events that we have, the pad drives, the menstrual health summits, the physical events that we have, and also the virtual events when need be. The social media managers are the one managing our pages across where we are active on Twitter, we are active on Instagram, we are active on LinkedIn, we are active on WhatsApp, and we are active on Facebook. So you can also volunteer as a webinar event compare. Are you so confident with speaking? You can do much more than I'm doing now. You can volunteer as events compare for the period conference. For the period conversations rather. You can volunteer as a compare for the event, for the period conversation. It's a monthly event. So you can volunteer this month. You can be the one to volunteer this month. You can volunteer for the following month or whichever suits you. You can also join the staff volunteers like I mentioned earlier. We have another post to the staff volunteers. When you go through the handbook, you will see the number of positions open for staff volunteers, and anyone you think you can go for, please indicate your interest to me or to the programs director. We have content creators creating content for all of our websites. Under these content creators, we also have the video content creator. The video content creators. So the video content creators creates content for our YouTube channel and Instagram Reels. Instagram Reels, short Instagram Reels, and the YouTube channel. But the content creators, they do mostly written content. We have the blog writers for our websites. We have the blog part of the website. So that I told you when I was growing up, all of these things is. Just picture yourself, you as a menstruating woman rather. What are the facilities you think you would have loved to get growing up? Or even now? As a girl, I was barely 16, 17 when I first had my experience of dysfunctional uterine bleeding. And I was going online and I could barely get resources. It took me a lot of searching before I could get some resources. And no, none of them were Nigerian websites. They were mostly American and UK websites. So there was this contextualization, the examples they were giving, it wasn't really what I could relate to. Yes, I understand the grammatical part of it, but I couldn't really relate to it. Like I would have related with the websites written by a fellow Nigerian. I would see myself much more easily in that. This is the idea of the blog post on our website. When a young girl in, let's say, Maiduguri, or in Ikorodu, Lagos, or in Shasha, Ibadan, takes a phone to ask a query online, your blog post as a blog writer should be able to pop up answering that question. Just imagine the reward you are earning. Just imagine the impact you'll be making. And the website will be there. Even when you're no longer a party queen, somebody searches, how can I blah, 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 what does puberty, blah, 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 and then your post pops up. Wow, interesting, right? That is you making impact and earning rewards through volunteering with Party Queen initiative. We have the menstrual health trainers and advocates. The menstrual health trainers and advocates are mostly healthcare students and workers. But after going through the MH trainer course, you will be a trained menstrual health educator. Okay, but the trainers and advocates are people in health mostly. At present, we have our nursing students from UI. We have our nurses, graduate nurses actually. So this is more for healthcare workers who have not just valid, actual, real experience working with people in the healthcare field. But all Pakai volunteers are menstrual health educators. Okay, you should be able to teach a teenager about menstruation. Whether you are in arts and humanities, whether you are in management, you as a Parkai volunteer, when you go through the MS trainer course, you should be able to deliver a talk on puberty, a talk on period, a talk on but the MS trainers and advocates are actually people who are trained in healthcare profession. So we have the community managers who manage our communities on WhatsApp and all of that, making the community active, creating programs of Parkai volunteers. We have the monthly, bi-monthly, twice, once in 2 months, bi-monthly volunteer chill and chat. So the community managers are the brain behind the volunteer chill and chat. So we have the team leaders, like I mentioned the other time. We have the logistics managers. So if you are very good at handling and making sure equipment are being placed in the right place, you are very sure that once you are in charge of a program, you will take all the, okay, this is the next thing to do. This should come from here to there. You are very good at that. You can volunteer as a logistic manager. And then we have the volunteer experience managers. The volunteer experience managers are part of the team. So just like the team leaders, if you're in a team of 10, let's say the blog writers team or the content creators team or the event managers and planners team, you can volunteer as a team leader for your team. Maybe I'm the team leader for graphic designer team. I'm the team leader for video content creator. You can also volunteer if you want to be a team leader. You can volunteer as a volunteer experience manager. So in a team of 10, we are concerned, as much as we are making impacts in the lives of women and girls, we also want you to have a seamless and interesting volunteering experience at Padekun Initiative. We want to give you the best of experiences that you can get as a volunteer. So the volunteer experience managers are to manage that. Think of them as HR. So in every team, we have a volunteer experience manager who work together with the volunteer resources manager. The volunteer resources manager is a staff volunteer. So underneath him, in his team, we have the volunteer experience manager. So in the graphics designer team, you can volunteer to be the volunteer experience manager. You can volunteer to be the volunteer experience manager in the events manager team. So don't get it confused. Based on your skill set, you can volunteer for any of these volunteering teams on your screen right now. So while after volunteering, if you're thinking you want to develop your leadership skills, so while writing blog posts, I also want to learn how to lead people. I want to have hands-on experience in what it means to lead people. Then you can volunteer as a team leader for the team you find yourself in. Or if you want to develop how to manage people, you want to know, maybe you're into HR, maybe you're studying HR, HRM course, or you're in management, or even at all, because people management skills is a very sought after skills in the job place now. Your ability, like one of my mentors will say, the technical skills gets you the job. The technical skills gets you the job, but the soft skills make you stay. It makes you relevant. It makes you get promotion. So these are having you to also groom your soft skills. And what is the most important soft skills people talk about? People management, communication, and interpersonal relationship. So as a team leader or as a volunteer experience manager, you can volunteer to add these soft skills while also growing your technical skills in writing, in content creation, in event management, and all of that. You can develop your soft skills in leadership and people management. Let me also mention that the team leadership and volunteer experience manager position, they are on a rolling basis. It's a 6 months contract. Unlike if you volunteer as a blog writer, you'll be there for a whole year. But as a team leader, and if you want to, after a year, if you want to continue, you can always continue. Okay, you can always continue. It is for as long as you want to continue. But the team leaders and the volunteer experience managers is on a 6 months basis. So let's say, for instance, in March, you volunteer as a team leader or as a volunteer experience manager. It means in the next 6 months, your term it ends in the next 6 months. So after that 6 months, you can renew it if you want, but that will be subject to an assessment of your performance in the last 6 months. If you performed well, you can come back for another 6 months. If not, and if you are willing to grow, okay, maybe you didn't really do it. Of course, we support you through this journey. If there are some places you need to develop on, and you are willing to go for the second time to develop it, to work on the parts that you realize during the first 6 months that you need to develop on, you can go again. Or if you would like to be relieved, you can indicate, and then we roll another call for team leaders and volunteer experience managers, and another 6 months we have them on board. So yeah, this is a very interesting part. You might be wondering, there's no publicity team. We have the PACAI publicity team, and every PACAI volunteer belongs to this team. Every PACAI volunteer belongs to this team. Everyone should be actively involved in creating awareness about menstrual health. Make it a duty to always share PACAI's posts on your most active social media. Please pardon the typographical error. And please, don't just forward the flyer to your status. From the WhatsApp groups, don't just forward it. Attach a personalized, captivating caption that speaks to the heart of your audience. You know your audience and you know what speaks to their heart. Attach it to it. Don't just forward it, pam, pam, pam. No, not the mindless kind of forwarding. Be mindful of it. See it as your own way of publicizing, of creating awareness about menstrual health. Be known for the cause you believe in. If you believe in menstrual health advocacy, if you believe every menstruating girl in Nigeria deserves the right knowledge and resources and products to manage their menstruation with dignity and hygiene, be known for what you believe in. Be known for the cause you believe in. Be known for the impact you make. Be known for it. Let people remember your name and remember that, oh, I know so person. Oh, she does this menstrual health advocacy. Yeah, I know her. It shouldn't just be one person being known or the founder being known. If you are here, you should be known that you are a very, very active menstrual health advocate. What will you benefit from volunteering with PADE? Initiative, skills development. I mean, when you're writing, the more you write, the more you get. I am a living testimony to this. I got better doing a lot of things by, volunteering with PADE Initiative, because as a founder, I'm also volunteering my time. Really, we are all volunteers. Even though I am the one who created this idea, we are all volunteering our time. I'm still a volunteer in the real sense of it. So, and I learned so many skills. My design skills has developed so much. Go and look at PACAI Instagram page and see what I've done with design. Look at where I started from and see where I've gotten to. My skills development, capacity building and training. We do capacity building training for our volunteers. We believe we should be able to give back to you in form of training that would help you when you are ready to go into the job market. The demography of our volunteers are mostly undergraduates, and we believe we can give back to you by building you towards getting the job your dream job when you're ready to go into the job market. We have a social and professional networking. I can't even begin to tell you the people I've met in the course of, talking about PADE Initiative, in the course of building this, in the course of building this whole thing. I've met a lot of people in the course of it. It will improve your self-esteem and confidence. The more you do, the more you get better at it, the more confident you are in your abilities, the more you are confident of what you are able to do, what you are able to create. Before now, I've been a volunteer. I've been in the volunteering space since 2014 when I was in 300 level, 10 years this year. No, I started volunteering at 200 level 2013. That's 11 years in 2024 now, 11 years of volunteering, but I have never thought of myself of being capable of doing all of this. But when I started, my confidence began to grow. If I did this, we did the first part drive, and I told myself, if we did this, we can do another. We did this, we can do, and the confidence began to grow. Invaluable hands-on experience. You will get invaluable hands-on experience, trust me. You're beginning to get invaluable hands-on experience with writing, with event management, with content creation, with video content creation. If you're looking at going into the media space, the video content creation is a good way to begin to build your confidence and get hands-on experience in being in front of the camera. Lastly, optimal attention to your welfare and well-being. You can be very sure of that. We care a lot about our volunteers. We are concerned about your welfare and well-being. And we do not joke. We will not put you in harm's way. We will not put you in anything that will harm you or cause you any harm or hurt. You can be sure of that. Who will you be interacting with as a volunteer? You'll be interacting with your teammates. You interact with your teammates. We interact with your team leaders. You interact with your volunteer managers, volunteer experience managers. You will interact with the staff volunteers, and you would interact with myself, the founder and the director. There's a lot of people you'll be interacting with indirectly. You will not get to interact with them directly, and they are the board of trustees. Trust me, they always send their goodwill messages, and they care about the welfare of the volunteers much more than I do, and I'm being serious about that. They are always on my neck. When I give reports of any event we are about to organize, the first thing is, how will the volunteers be catered for? So you won't be interacting with the board of trustees, but you can be sure they care so much about you. So, lastly, stay engaged with Pakai. Stay engaged with Pakai. Stay engaged with Pack Icebreakers. We are breaking ice, actually. We are the icebreakers. We are creating a phenomenal change, a transformative change. We are doing something really phenomenal, something that has not been heard of in the history of Nigeria. No one has ever thought of menstrual health in Nigeria. And here we are doing something so fantastic for menstruating women and girls in Nigeria. Stay connected with us on WhatsApp. Stay connected with us on Instagram at padequeen.ng and at MIFA Project. Stay connected with us on Facebook, Padequeen Initiative. Stay connected on LinkedIn, Padequeen Initiative. On Twitter, we are there as Padequeen and MIFA Project. We are there as padequeen.ng, padequeen.ng and at MIFA Project. On YouTube, we are there on this side that you're watching this video as Padequeen Initiative, and we have the Menstrual Health Corner, the YouTube series I mentioned earlier. Stay connected with us, guys, and enjoy your volunteering experience with Padequeen Initiative. Thank you very much for volunteering with Padequeen Initiative, and do have a wonderful, amazing volunteering experience with us. Bye-bye. I'm Saida Tobilova Adetayo, and I'm the founder of Padequeen Initiative. Thank you. Bye-bye.